Let's see here. Test, test, test. I don't know if anybody can hear me. I can. Okay, well, now you can hear me. That's great. But I can't hear Chris.
Sorry, I've been talking this whole time, and I had my main microphone muted. I was just explaining to everybody. Good morning, everybody. We have been migrated to a new system by our provider of our AMA host provider, and we didn't realize that everything got migrated. So Philip's coming in and getting us set up, and then we're going to keep it relaxed today. Philip's, still been a little under the weather, so we just said we're gonna do kind of an easy AMA today to keep it simple and then get keep it short today so Philip could rest. I'm going to screen share a little bit, basically some of the marketing updates that we have, some images and GIFs for a new campaign. See what you guys think. You guys can ask your questions, and basically just kind of have our updates. But we're, as far as where we're at, things are just moving along as we discussed in the last AMA. And we are working towards releasing the live stream video features. We have pretty much everything done there. We had a meeting last Friday regarding the live stream, and there was 2 functional bugs that needed to be fixed that the developer is working on. And that developer that's in charge of the live stream feature was out the previous week with COVID, unfortunately. So we had a couple people get hit by COVID again. So it was, kind of unexpected, but that delayed that work just a touch. But we found 2 functional bugs that needed to be fixed, and then there were some design features that needed some adjusting on the UI. And so we brought in some of our designers to work on that. And then as far as the Power Boost packages, we have Power Boost packages that are also completed in our testing server. We just haven't released those. There was some small functional things that the developers were working on to actually get that ready. So how you liking the new interface here, Philip?
Well, it's got some bugs to fix, but it's almost there. I mean, I like that it's full screen video. If I had video enabled, you'd be able to see that, but I don't have video enabled on my computer. I do like the chat on the side. It actually makes a lot of sense there. And we've got all the controls on the bottom here, and other
That's
people.
kind of nice. Yeah, we have, and just seeing this interface here, this is what we have on SoMee as well. We have the encrypted chat on the side of the live streams. So it actually is what we did as well.
Yeah, and on mobile, you've got a similar interface. You've got the full screen video, you've got your controls, and all that good stuff up here, and you've got your chat down at the bottom, which you can hide. And so it actually works out quite well. So I think it's pretty good for what we have for the live chat feature, I think.
It actually looks a lot like what SoMee did.
So we're gonna
for our streaming. Or you're actually going, okay, I thought you were talking about Zoho, but yeah, you were going over our streaming service.
Yeah, it was just there.
I thought you were talking about our new provider here, because
No, I was showing the. And then of course we have the messaging stuff
nice
too.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's online that's on my list, but you could always click somebody. And then we have some color issues we need to adjust. As you can see, it's not fully color aware yet. And then there is call buttons up here. There's a voice and an audio. Sorry. There's a voice and a video call button here if Bijo was online. And then you could actually call them, which is cool. So we do have
those
that.
only show if somebody's online.
Yeah.
So you couldn't call them if they were offline.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Maybe that's good. Maybe the community would prefer that, because I've had people call me on other services that when I wasn't online and my system just rang and rang and rang, and maybe it's best not to enable that.
Possibly. I mean, it really all depends on what we want to do there. But of course, we have the live chat, and the live chat is working. So you're able to actually go to somebody's profile, for example, let's say AG's profile, and you can click message them, and it will bring up their messages. You can send them messages and all that good stuff. And if it was online, you would be able to call them, and it would go into a live call with them. So that works.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got AC here
I
on
just
video.
want to say, I thought we decided against the squares because it was too much for the user interface. I thought it was too much real estate. I thought we were going to go with the circles
Squares
for the live stream. For the live stream, if you go back to the live stream, the squares at the top. I thought we decided against that.
Well, if we did, we haven't put that in there yet. But it's just only up here if somebody has a short story or a live video on.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I thought we decided against having the squares as opposed to using circles because it's too much screen real estate. Not only just on web, but also on mobile. On mobile, it's way too much screen real estate.
Well, ultimately, that section up there will change.
Right.
Yeah, I mean those UI changes that we talked about are on our backlog. So if something that we talked about from a UI standpoint probably wasn't worked yet, just simply because we have, we wanted to get the functional, features there and then work on the UI changes after.
Okay.
Yeah, but it'll.
I was just reminding because I just saw that the square, and I was just like, yeah, that's too much screen real estate being taken up.
And you see that on our dev server, we've got HCAPTCHA now instead of Google.
Yeah, we had a major problem with Google CAPTCHA and got that fixed this week. So that was something that we hadn't planned to work on, but we told the development team that it's a priority to get it fixed because there was a few users that were having issues logging in, and it was because of that Google CAPTCHA. So this hopefully is going to be much better. I would imagine.
It should be, yeah.
If there's any issues, just send us an email at support.
I know that we did have some users that were having issues logging in. And if you've got two-factor and you're having issues logging in, just email support and I'll remove two-factor for you. But yeah, this is our other dev server, which has our link previews on it. As you can see, you've got the YouTube video there, and there's the preview of the YouTube video. So you can see what those look like. So we've got those, and then this is a SoundCloud one. And so if you post a link, it'll go out to SoundCloud, and it'll pull in the title, the description, and the link for it, so you can actually see those. So we've got the SEO stuff working the way that we want now too, which is good.
That's nice. That was really a big thing where, people want their SEO.
Does that pull in images too from the website? So if you post like a news article, does it pull in the image of the news article?
If the news article is using an OG image, yes. If it doesn't have the OG tag, then no. And it really depends on whether or not the website is appropriately set up. But let me go back here. And you've got the power boosts over here too, right? Yeah. Did you want to talk about these, Chris?
Yeah, I mean the power boosts, like we said, are ready and they're up on our dev server. It's just that we haven't released them yet. They are working a few other things, but for the most part, everything works just fine for the boost and reboost. And they were testing them this week, so They were ready by the middle of the month. It's just that we need to do additional testing, make sure that the flow is everything's just spot on. And people can pay with a credit card or they can pay with crypto.
We are
And
enabling this feature still. So for right
yeah,
now, it's just
we haven't enabled the crypto yet. And also, as far as like when we ramp this up through partners or through referrals, um, we can only do the tracking through a credit card. So if we're paying like a little partner spiff or an influencer spiff, that can only be tracked through, card payments. I don't think our system has the ability to track it through crypto yet. But the packages are working as intended. It gives a certain amount of time to make the purchase because basically it locks the delegation, and then if the purchase isn't completed within the limited time, it'll release it to another purchaser, and that's important because there's only a certain amount of delegation available until we have to fill up the wallet again. So as we scale and we get lots of users, we're going to let them know if there's going to be extra time to fulfill the order, and it's kind of first come first served on those packages. So we'll just see how it goes as we scale, but we're excited to have those features available and to have the video live streaming and some of the basics coming, and it'll just get better and better as we go. We'll refine it, make the streaming better, the UI UX, like AC was talking about, where we kind of make it take up less real estate and look better and have filters and different things to where it's kind of like that TikTok level, where you can send GIFs and different images in the video streams. And we also have some plans for stream to earn that we're working on in the future, which are exciting. We're talking to one of our partners about. So I think it's going to be really good to do that. This last week, I've been doing all the testing and all the kind of liking and voting from the SoMee official account, and that's just simply because I've had that mapped to my account after creating it and getting everything set up. So, just there was some talk in our Telegram group about the marketing team and upvoting themselves, and it really wasn't them. It's just because during these demos, I'm usually demoing the site multiple times, sometimes multiple times per day, because investors are asking me to go through it and take a look at it, and they want to see the features and they want to see the deck, and I'm kind of alternating between both the deck and the site, and then showing them more projections and things like that. And many times, because I'm connected to Bijo and Nick and the team, I'll just use their pages as an example and go in and upvote. And they're constantly posting, good content that's quality. And so I know it's good quality content that they post. So just wanted people to know, we talked about it. I'm going to map my account to a, my personal account so that we can keep SoMee official separate. But, there's no inside voting going on. It was just my fault. I took responsibility for it. But, Nick and Bijo are also, actors, and they pretty much donate a lot of time to the project. So I don't even mind that they get extra upvotes from us, because they are really, they're both investors, by the way. They've invested in the project, and they actually give a lot of extra time for our social media and our marketing, that just to save the project money and to keep our resources lean. So wanted you guys to know that they're doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff that is just them giving to the project because they love it. And they're both also actors and influencers in Hollywood and bringing in a lot of different folks into the project. So really appreciate those guys. AC as well. When we upvote, or if I go to AC's account, he's part of the project, but he's also doing a lot of extra, connecting partners, bringing, connecting investors behind the scenes. So I just don't want you guys to think that we're trying to be unfair, but because it's really not about that. It's just me going through my demo process. But Philip and I came up with a solution, and I'm just going to create a new blockchain account and connect it to my account. So just thought I'd bring that up. We do have some content for a new campaign that the marketing folks came up with. We could share that.
Is that those
Or we could
things
jump
that are in
into
Telegram?
what's that?
That's those things that are in Telegram.
Yeah. You want to share those? It's
You mean that one?
yeah. You can just, but yeah, it's me time. And basically like, post, earn, but we kind of came up with this campaign slogan about me, and see what you guys think. I really like the colors. I like what they came up with as far as the style, and you can just scroll through. I think there's some GIFs in there too, but basically just preparing different kind of content for to get out on social media, and then also loading up. Our real initiative is to load up content for the influencers when they start to share, to just make it easy to one click embed their link and share it on other social media. So this isn't all the content by any means, but it's definitely a few of the pieces that the marketing team shared.
I like the cat one there that you didn't show.
I showed the cat one.
Oh, I must have not even. I must looked away then.
Probably.
Yeah, go to the cat one. We hold the line. So, and of course, over time, the app will become more and more censorship resistant. It's a hybrid right now, so that we can scale, and then later on, we'll continue to decentralize the data mesh. So it's going to take a little bit longer for that tech. So guys, we're just keeping it kind of casual today, informal. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about, Philip? I know that.
Let me see here. We're doing video tutorials too.
Yeah, so in the video tutorials are going to be posted on our devs blog.
Yes, they'll be on the dev blog, and they'll be on our support site too. And then explainer handbook PDF. That's something that Nick mentioned.
Can we integrate those videos directly into SoMee itself? So when you go to sign up, the next screen that you get would be that video.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely do that. I would say that's not, not something.
It's
that
not
we
impossible.
do.
It's just not
It's
on the
just
list
that
right
we
now.
would have to, we'd have to code it in. But
Yeah.
I'd say it's worth it, because making it as easy as possible for people to get like a quick, 10 seconds of instruction or something is going to be key, or little tool tips. Maybe even the tool tips could come first with little links that open up a new tab. That might be easier than putting it right embedded into the site. But we're always thinking about, how those features would impact the application and the speed and the loading. So we just want to make sure that, we keep it super light and super clean. So if it has to open up a new tab, I mean, I'm okay for that.
I forwarded you a message in Telegram.
Okie doke. Gotcha. Yeah. So, guys, we're going to keep it short today. I think just maybe jump into Q&A, because, Philip kind of gave us a little bit of time, but still needs to rest. He just came off of a week of being down, and
Longer than a
that's why
week. This is now my second full week. I was
Yeah.
out as of the 13th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
COVID
been
is
hit pretty
brutal,
hard.
man.
So, the COVID for the third time is this crazy stuff. But, so we just wanted to kind of keep it a little bit informal today and quick because, we'll let everybody rest. But things are really progressing well. And we're just, basically heading into June where we're going to launch the application. I would say the mobile apps will be all updated and ready by mid-June. And we'll have also the video streaming features and the boost packages ready into the production by mid-June.
Or early June. We're not going to give a
early.
full ETA on that because it depends on what our testing shows. And
Yeah.
besides, everybody gets upset when we give ETAs and they're not met. So
That's right. So, we could say mid or early to mid-June is our target. And then there's the variables based on our testing and what the development team might have to fix or change or tweak. But everything's so far looking really good. And so we're finally kind of at this point where we have the capabilities of actually launching and scaling. So once we do that, then we'll really kind of open up the marketing from there. And as I said on our last AMA, we closed out Republic. That was not as seamless as what we wanted because I think they were going through some growing pains, but it's fine. We got everything kind of, I think, wrapped up with them last week. So they finally got started processing kind of the final, items to get it closed out. And then, continued our discussions with our big investment fund that, that is, and that, honestly is not an equity investment. They invest in our SME token over the next 2 years. So that's where we're getting the paperwork from their attorneys and finalizing that kind of flow, but that's still in process. And then aside from that, we're just doing all the technical work on the back end with the development team. We had several meetings last week versus one meeting, just because as we get closer to delivery of the final push, we're just kind of staying really kind of keyed in tune. So we're doing kind of daily meetings for just 30 minutes just to stay up to speed, make sure there's no blockers. So things are moving pretty good, and we see everything coming together. So beyond that, I think I think we can just probably go to Q&A and then wrap it up a little bit early today.
Well, I'm projecting the first question from Black Knight. He says, from the revenue from the Power Boost sales, what % of the revenue will go to buyback?
It's variable. We know that we're going to do at least 30% to buy back on the token, but also with our big investment fund that's bringing 50 million into the SME over the next 2 years, it adds a significant amount of liquidity beyond what the company will do.
And then Ollie asks,
I can read the questions, Philip. I hear it in your voice. You're struggling.
I'm just tired. And then Ollie asks, date for launch.
Date for launch.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just said, we're targeting early to mid-June, and so but the variable is the testing once the developers deliver us the features.
And then Ollie also asked, guys, I love you, but sometimes communication in Telegram could really improve. For example, huge news might be announced today in AMA, that's from the cat, Now just a short and simple AMA. Dear Lord, do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, I would just say, we should be on the same page. So if there's, I don't know what huge news was talked about from your side, Aaron, but
That was a message that was from a previous AMA, and that was like, I mean,
yeah,
again,
and that's Telegram. If people tag a message from long ago and retag it for today, it's not necessarily, and it's Telegram. You have to read through the strings. So we'll take the feedback. We appreciate it, and but it in that instance, it was from a past AMA, which I think we had some pretty good news that we had announced back then in the last one. And we're continuing to work towards our goals and complete things. So I would say it's just as good in this one, but that was a tag from the previous AMA that is in Telegram. So I'd say the Telegram information, it's an informational chat, but a lot of times Telegram, you have various individuals.
So apparently this is something that Kat said on the 24th of this month, just 4 days ago. There's a lot of moving pieces happening right now behind the scenes. We also might have a huge announcement at this next AMA. This is what he said on the 24th. That is what
okay.
Ali is referring to.
Okay, so that wasn't a previous one. So I don't know. I don't know the specifics. I'm just going off what you said, Aaron. But if you're going to announce something like that in our Telegram chat, I agree with Ollie. Let's just talk about it first before we make any official announcements. And since you're part of the team, we need to be careful about how we position things. So moving forward, let's
I
just
did also
coordinate.
just say might. There is the word might.
I would say even saying might, because this isn't a hype project. It's a real, long-term project that we're creating a massive platform, and we don't need to try to excite people for any reason, other than just giving them the facts. So let's talk in our private channels, and then let's agree what kind of communication we'll have moving forward in Telegram. And I think that'll kind of suffice. And I think that's what Ollie's talking about.
All right. Kashmir goes, how is the conversation going with the big investor that we're hoping to close before launch?
I mean, it's going. It's probably not going to close before launch because we haven't even received the final draft copies from the law firm yet, and there's been some discussions leading up to that we need to clarify some things. So, as usual, legalities and communicating with law firms take time, but we were communicating yesterday and it's continuing on. So they, signed a term sheet and executed a term sheet for a token subscription agreement for 50 million, which doesn't go directly to the company. It goes into the SME, but there's capabilities for the company to draw down on that liquidity. But we need to clarify some things. We need to, have the final paperwork locked in. And there were some questions going back and forth between our legal side and theirs. So it's going good.
Ali asks, being honest at marketing, again, starting slow and not with promised rocket till further development. Is that a question?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we'll just continue to work towards our launch, and then we'll slowly release the application. We're not going to push, massively hard. It's not like I would bring in our biggest influencer to just, market the heck out of it right off the bat, because, when you have a system this big, you want to make sure that you shake out any bugs, that you're constantly kind of, as you scale, you see how things are going. There's a lot of technology behind it. So we'll slowly ramp it up. Sure.
So we are doing marketing, yes, especially in June.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, we've been doing some marketing. People, I think last week I saw someone say, why aren't you doing any marketing? And I'm like, okay, they're like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Why isn't there anything? And I'm like, are they watching our channels? We do daily posts to all of those platforms. Plus, we've done some paid campaigns, and we've
And
also
we
had
have a new
content.
partnership with somebody that's doing marketing for us as well. We can't release their name yet, but we do have sign in, and they're doing another one of our projects right now for Spaced Out Cadets, and they've been doing really good. So we'll probably use
Yeah.
them for SoMee as well.
There's also a partner that you're talking about is a massive partner for like another social app that we've now partnered with. So it's pretty big, exciting news that we're going to be announcing soon with them. Co-marketing with their marketing team.
Yeah, forgive me if you hear the parrot in the background. She's on top of her cage just vocalizing. Anyway, Kashmir goes, under the assumption that the SME free market price stayed the same for 90 days, which I know is a big assumption.
This isn't a question that we talk about. We don't talk about price. The SME is a utility token. So when we treat it as a utility token, we don't talk about price. There's no expected returns, nothing. It's just a utility token. You earn for your content and your likes. And
I think his question was more, how much would it boost him? If he bought the $5,000 package, how much of a boost would that be? I think that was more of his question.
I guess you can answer that one, Philip.
Well, you would receive an equivalent amount of 2/3 of that 5,000 in SME and the other third in Hives, so that you get it as SME power and Hive power in your account. Whatever percentage that's going to be is based on the market value of Hive and SME at the time. And based on how many votes you're getting on there. So there's no way for me to directly say $5,000 is going to give you a $250 vote. There's just no way for me to say that. But it will drastically increase.
Just like Hive couldn't exactly tell you, because there's always a fluctuating dynamics of Hive itself. So my answer would be, for people who want to buy the packages, you can still buy the actual just token and power it up. But for convenience, we're putting the packages out there for people, and they can buy very small packages just to test it and see if it's worth it, and then go up, and reboost or up boost. We have all the logic there for that.
And the good thing is you're getting Hive power and you're getting SME power. You're not just getting SME tokens.
So, you're getting SME, Hive, resource credit. So it's a basket, basically.
It's a pretty good delegation there.
It is, yeah.
Allie goes, what are the exact new features ready before launch? Well, we already have a ton of features out there already, but we're adding the live videos, and we're adding the audio and video calling, as well as chats. And we're also adding the video posts and the live chat recordings, so that you can make
the chats are encrypted too.
They are.
I'm not mistaken.
And all of those will be done. A lot of the stuff from our partner Agora, which we can announce their name now because we've got an agreement with them. A lot of our stuff from our partner Agora is what's being put in the release. So
yeah, and that'll be released soon. But
power boost, of course.
Boost, power boost, all the logic where you can up boost and all that. Those are all going to be released. At
this point or at launch, are we able to post from SoMee and automatically have the content published on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram? Well, you can share. We do have the sharing capabilities there. And using the SoMee dashboard, you do have the ability to post on those services. But to be able to post directly from your SoMee feed to those networks requires a different type of integration. That's why we have the SoMee social dashboard. So directly, no, but that's what the dashboard is for, right, Chris?
Yeah, the dashboard is available now that allows you to actually post and to schedule and to post to all the social medias, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Insta, and that's available now. It's just that's really separate from SoMee. So it's the SoMee social dashboard, and it's not integrated into our actual user flow yet. The idea would be eventually for us to allow that integration directly and just offer that as a service for people. But it's such a big piece of technology in and of itself. It's like its own Hootsuite that it's separate, and I think we charge like $50 a month for it.
Yeah.
All you can eat, so you can basically go in and it gets set up for $50, and then basically use it as much as you want.
Will we eventually have that built in? Yes, that is on our pipeline to actually build the dashboard features into SoMee directly. It's just that right now they're two separate things because we wanted to make sure that we had both products ready. So
the caveat is that we wouldn't allow it to publish to the blockchain, because the blockchain really has limitations every 5 minutes.
yeah, that's a little
And
bit
we
more
don't want
difficult with
people
the dashboard.
auto posting to the blockchain and spamming the blockchain. So, we have to be super careful about that. Anytime there's monetization, you have to, there's unfortunately people who always try to take advantage of it or game it. So,
But with that said, we are adding a monetize this feature for your posts, so that if for some reason you don't have the resource credits right now when you do a post, you'll be able to go back and retroactively put that on the blockchain. So we are adding that capability for you guys. All right, next
yeah,
question.
that's cool.
Launch date on iOS, Android was already talked about. That's mid-June. Please tell us the latest status of your Reg D funding efforts. He's already done that. We're just waiting for escrow. What is the status of the Gemini funding for SoMee?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about already, and that's still in process. Just talking with their law firm right now.
Well, who is that? Because they're not supposed to know the name.
Yeah. We really don't release the name of the company, so let's just go ahead and go past that.
Whenever it is ready, just wanted to say I think that staking SoMee for SAT should have a long. Okay, so we are releasing here soon. I already have it up and operational. I'm just not happy with it, which is why I haven't released it. We do have staking out there, but we are actually having staking for SoMee and SAT, and we will have wrapped tokens for SME as well. So you'll be able to stake those as well. But it should be Q3 of this year that we're going to be releasing our own decks to go with that, so that it's easier for you guys to stake and all that stuff. So right now I don't have any additional information on the staking side because it's not a super high priority for us. Domino asks, Domino from SoMee News Network here. Can you okay, hold on. Let me say this the right way. Domino from SoMee News Network here. Can you respond to the rumor that the current CMO is being replaced by Dr. Evil?
Dr. Evil Cat. I who wants to respond to that? AC?
I have no knowledge of the replacement this time.
I don't know what that question's really. That must be a joke. Okay.
Ollie goes, funding just for SME. No, we have funding for the whole project. Moving on. What is our expected traction going to look like? Example, 10 million users in 1 year. We expect a huge level of traction. With just 2 partners alone, that's 3 million people that get exposed to SoMee almost instantaneously. So we expect to grow quite a bit. And then just with our influencers that we have, that we want to bring in, that could potentially see us with 1 to 3 million within the first year to 6 months. So we don't really have a concern with traction at this point.
I mean, we're projecting 5 million is what I always say within the 6 months. So from June to December. And I know that seems like a lot, but the social graph is there. And like one of our partners has 70 million wallet holders that they're sharing our tracking link to. Another partner that we just talked to has 50 million users. Just between those 2 partners, it's a massive amount of people. And that's in addition to influencers and just general people who are going to be sharing about SoMee. And so, once the word gets out, if you have a good service that people want to use and there's monetization there, whenever I'm looking on like TikTok, everyone's talking about like, hey, here's the next side hustle and here's how you do this. And everyone's looking to kind of earn. So if we can present them with something that actually provides value, is easy to earn, and gives them a good, also, the side benefits of control, censorship resistance, we don't control their keys, it's their earnings. I think that we have a good shot at getting, a lot of goodwill marketing as well.
And then Alistair asks, Twitter is so annoying when it constantly posts content on your timeline you don't want. Spend the whole time calling content. Such a waste of time. Hopefully SoMee won't do that. Well, with SoMee, you get to control what content you see.
Yeah, you control it. The ad share program is basically allows the users to, participate with the brands, and then you guys get to control that feature and see what is going to show in your feed or what you want your audience to see, and then you can earn a piece of it if you want to. That's the thing, is that we don't want to be, we want to do things differently and put more control in the end user's hands and let each user decide if they want to participate in that system. And then if they want to share data points, they can generate private keys for specific data points that they can share and then monetize, and the platform takes a cut.
It's actually quite useful for that, yeah. And then we're also adding additional things in there to make signing up easier for people. We're working with Hive to make the process more simple. And of course, we have our own Hive node and our Hive engine nodes as well. So we do have the ability to issue accounts when needed. And we're working on what's considered level 1 monetization, so tier 1 monetization for your posts that you don't have to have anything for, just an email address, which is really cool. So there's a lot of new features that are coming out over the next few months that should make the entire experience on SoMee a lot more simple. And then, of course, we're doing a lot to the front end changes. We're actually doing some UI changes to make it look cleaner and easier and work better on mobile. And right now, we're just focusing on the minimal viable stuff, which means getting video out there in the MVP, and then we'll add features to the video, and then getting short videos out there as the MVP, then we'll add filters and stuff like that. So our goal is get the main features out and then tweak the hell out of it to make everybody love it more.
Yeah, there we go.
So bare bones back end first, and then worry about the front end UI.
Well, thankfully, there's not a lot to do on the front end. It's if you compared us to what we are now to where we were 2.5 years ago, and there was constantly bugs on production. No matter what you did, there was bugs on production. You tried to vote on a post, you tried to go to a group, you tried to do whatever. There was always an issue. Now
Yep.
you just use SoMee. It's no issue. Sometimes it's frustrating because you'll run out of resource credits and you don't have the ability to see that without leaving your account. But other than that, there's no issue. And I know that we've had some login issues with two-factor because somebody has been causing us some headaches with those, but we have different plans with those and we're switching providers to make that easier for people. But, trying to get things done in a more decentralized way so we're not relying on centralized services. That's why we switched over to HCAPTCHA, so we're running it on our own service. And that's why we have a different methodology we're using for two-factor, so we're not relying on Google always to be online, for example. But all of these things take time. This is no small platform. It's really not, guys. And we're still honoring our agreements, and we're still getting those out there. And SME, SoMee, and SAT, the wrap tokens, the staking, all of that is there. Plus, with our Neftic marketplace, we just added Trust Wallet, and we added Wallet Connect, Binance Wallet, and MetaMask are now supported on Neftix. And we're now adding user collections and NFT galleries. And here shortly, hopefully next month, if everything goes as we want with Neftix, we'll be able to support a full ERC 1155 marketplace. So you guys can do multiple collections inside of a single marketplace as well. So, Neftix is growing by leaps and bounds, and so is SoMee. It just takes time.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Thanks for bringing up Neftix, because there's tons of updates there. So it's looking really good, and we haven't even really started pushing that yet. So everything's both platforms are just kind of coming together and connecting all the dots here.
There is a question on my screen, but I can't read it. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Can you record this AMA session and share it with people? Yes, we record every session, and it gets posted on our YouTube. I was going to say within 24 hours, but I've been sick, so I haven't been able to post it that quick. But we do post it on our YouTube, and we can share that as an update with Republic as well, so that's not a problem. And then the other question is 50 million funding just for SME. Again, that is something we've already discussed here. Anybody have any other questions? We've got like 20 minutes left. No, 10 minutes left. Sorry. Hey, Chris, this actually did last an hour.
Yeah, no, we were going to keep it a little bit shorter. I was going to do a shorter session today just to keep it, so we could all kind of do our things, and give you the rest, a little additional rest. But I appreciate you being here for the whole thing.
And then
I got-
Kashmir
I have a
asks,
question.
is staking going to be built for long-term sustainability? Yes. By going with the staking model that we have multiple different models to use. We have the pre-approval model, which allows us to have a preset amount of SME that we stake and approve. And then with the new DEX model that we'll have here in Q3, you'll be able to actually have full staking pools there as well. So staking liquidity. So yes, future sustainability on the staking is the goal here. Right now, we just have the pre-approval staking. So what's your question, Aaron?
I was just going to ask, by saying L1 implementation of
Tier 1
rewards-
implementation.
What is it? Tier 1?
Tier 1.
Okay, Tier 1 implementation of rewards, right? Would you be able to both earn the Tier 1 rewards and the Hive rewards, or just one or the other?
So actually, Tier 1 is a little bit different. So on your, I don't know if I even have the picture of that anymore. Hold on. I was going to show you what that looks like. Chris, I know I sent that to you. Oh, maybe I have it in ClickUp. Hold on. Let me go there. Because I want to show you what we mean by Tier 1. It's actually directly integrated into your timeline. Sorry, your news feed. I guess I can call it a timeline. But whenever you post your videos or your content or whatever the case may be, you have the ability to do, you'll have the ability to do a Tier 1. Where's my documents? You'll have the ability to do Tier 1 monetization for it. So let me see if I can bring it up. Hold on a second.
Is that using a blockchain?
Yes, but hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it for you. We actually had a different thing in there for it. Hold on. I had some screenshots for it, but oh, it's called Quick Monetize is what I called it. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can share my screen for this. You share screen. Is it this one? Yeah, it'll be this one. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so the Tier 1 monetization would work very similar to what we have right now. This is not the final UI. This was just a proof of concept. But you can post whatever you want, pictures, elements, or whatever, and then you just click the NFT button at the top and publish. And if you click the NFT button at the top and published, it'll come out as a buyable NFT, as you can see here. So somebody will be able to buy that directly from your timeline, and you'll be able to receive the proceeds, whether it's the proceeds that you did on Matic or whether it's the USDC that they buy it with or whatever the case may be. So it allows you to post and buy directly from your timeline there. I was going to show you other screenshots, but I don't have those all the way in there the way that I want. But so the Tier 1 monetization is what that is. And that doesn't require anything from users. You don't have to have any type of wallet because it's issued by one of our partners based on the email address that you've actually signed in with. And then it's all custodial that way. And then whenever you post and you push it out there, people can buy it and sell it and all that good stuff just right from your timeline. So that's the Tier 1 side. And
So it's NFT tier related then.
Basically, yeah. It's, again, Tier 1 stuff. So that's the first one that we're doing for Tier 1. To make it easier, anybody can come in and do that. And then if you want to actually start playing the blockchain game, you can sign up for your Hive account, link that, and start doing real Hive stuff. So there's a bunch of ways that we're adding a monetization for people. Kashmir goes, just to get clarification from Kashmir questions, buying a 5K boost might give $500 at the end of the term. What would be the incentive for the user to keep reboosting? Again, we can't talk on pricing. These are...
Yeah, I mean, I commented, I just said it's wrong. I mean, it depends on your, the variables of what you post, quality of content, and your liking, because the algorithm's looking at the other posts that you're liking because you earn on those other posts. So if you're liking other posts that are quality posts that are getting a lot of traction as well, and you're powered up more than, than the other users on that post, remember, on every post, if there's a $500 earnings on a post that's getting massive traction, 250 goes to the content creator after 7 days, and the other 250 gets distributed to everybody who liked that post according to their voting power. So if you're on a massive package for 90 days, strategically, you would be liking quality content from people that you like, and you're going to be using your votes wisely as you go. So we can't, there's all these variables based on what you do. If you bought a $5,000 boost package and didn't post any content and didn't like any content, you're not going to earn. But if you're going to be active on the social network, and it's based on your specific actions, and you're posting quality content, there's a couple different ways that you can earn on the network. And if you're connecting with other people that are either powered up as well and that are posting quality content, you guys are liking quality content, you're posting quality content, that's going to get more traction. There's a potential of increasing your earnings, and that's what the Power Boost is for giving you the capability of accelerating those earnings that you would see on the network.
And why would you want to keep reboosting? If you don't reboost, you'll lose your delegation. So you'll lose your Hive power and you'll lose your SME power. So, and that would be a blow to your earning capabilities.
I mean, we can't guarantee what you're going to earn or not, because it's based on your individual activity. But if people are playing the game or doing it smart as far as like utilizing the system, posting quality content, connecting with good people that are real people on the network, that are also posting quality content, and you're liking content that's getting good traction, then those are dynamics that are actually going to give you the ability to earn more than what you actually boosted. And that's the whole point, is that you don't want to be buying packages and then not using them, not using your boosted power. So I would say, just, if you're concerned, don't boost, and just, or try a small boost. And if you try a $20 boost and it ends up, that turning out for you that you increase the amount of earnings from what you spent, great. Then you're on to something there. Then then you can actually up boost. And there's logic there for that. Like if you up boosted on the second day and you still had time left on your existing package, it'll allow you to add that to the new package, or credit you for the new package that you're up boosting to. So all the logic's there for you to do that. And I would just say, just test the system and see how it works. In the past, it's been pretty good, and people liked it. And that's why, systems like Steam and Hive and other ones have been doing very well over the years, because people saw that the systems actually work and the algorithm makes sense. So, but again, we can't, we don't have a crystal ball. We can't see exactly what's going to happen in the future, but I would say it's just the system's there. It's built to, to actually work effectively. If you post quality content, you're liking posts, and you're active on the social network.
Cool. What else we got here? Good answer, Chris. Much appreciated. Well, I think that's it for the questions. And we've only got 2 minutes to spare. So there you go.
Awesome, guys. Really want to thank everybody for being here again for this AMA, and really excited to move ahead into June into launch. And thanks, Philip and AC and Bijo and Nick and team for being here. And Philip, feel better and get better quickly, and which I know you are, but glad that you could be here today.
I have a headache, so I'm going to go sleep.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm just going to finish answering the questions here, and then we'll stop the presentation.
Yeah, I think that's all the questions.
Well, no, I'm replying to the questions.
Oh, well. Okay.
That way, whenever we do the export, we have all that data there, and I don't have to do it again. Just about done here.
In the meantime, partnership side, a lot of partners that haven't been announced yet.
Anything that we want to announce right now?
No, not right now. But there's a lot of partnerships building in the background. That's all I just wanted to say. There is one partner that we really need to actually reach out to again and reconnect with, but from a few months ago that we probably should have already announced by now.
You have permission to announce them?
I always have permission, but
Do they agree that we can announce them?
We don't have a written permission.
So then we can't announce them. You could PM me and I can tell you whether or not you can.
Okay, hold on.
No, we don't have permission to talk about them. Sorry.
Well, no, we don't have a written permission like what you want, but he already agreed that we could talk about it.
Quick question for advertisers. Obviously, information like clicks, interests will tie into profitability. Are we building infrastructure to support them and make them as revenue as possible? Chris, do you want to talk about just briefly how the ad share marketplace works and why advertisers would want to use it, how it's profitable for them?
I mean, the way that we built it is that they can advertise and target like they normally would, but then they select an option called G Boost or Global Boost, which takes a snapshot of their campaign, puts it inside of a campaign gallery where their target audience can now target them back. And that's where we put the choice and the control into your hands to actually interact with the brands. So I think it'll be much more effective. And that way, SoMee isn't, packaging up and selling user data. We're allowing you to actually generate private keys on the blockchain that you can then share and help the brands, have more of an effective campaign or have more results from their campaign, which, honestly, I think the data would be much higher quality versus having a third party packaging up and reselling it. It's coming from the source. And so I think they'll probably want to work with, more verified users first, obviously, for obvious reasons. But, beyond that, it's a choice. And I think it'll be much more effective in that scenario. And it kind of respects everybody's choice to actually participate. And then if an end user or a target audience doesn't want to participate in that system, they don't have to.
And I think one of the bigger questions there as well, Chris, is how much exposure do users have? Are we just data mining them to give to advertisers, or how does that work?
No, we don't data mine the users. The users can choose to share the data points that the advertiser is requesting. And if they do, that's obviously going to bring more value because it's coming directly from you. The platform just simply takes a cut. And the advertisers have special incentives as well that we haven't really kind of revealed how the whole system works yet, but it's going to be really, beneficial to both parties.
Cool. Well, I think that's it. I finished answering all the questions because Chris jumped in and answered a few at the end as well. And that was the last question that we had from chat. So we're going to go ahead and end the presentation here. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you for that. Okay.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Later.